Volunteers, library aides, parents, your library cannot function without them. Hi, I'm Charles Jones, a school librarian currently at Baker Demonstration School located in Wilmette, Illinois. And in this video, we're going to talk about the importance of others assisting you in your library. And stay tuned for what I think is the best library support design. But let's start with a metaphor. Can a pirate ship sail by itself? No, just go ask Luffy. For my anime fans, in the anime One Piece, Luffy, the protagonist, has grandeur yet nearly insurmountable aspirations of being king of the pirates. But instead of doing this individually, he gathers a crew, and libraries need to gather a crew as well. It's great to know that running a library is not an individual task, because that allows us to give us the grace to say, I need support, I need help. And that takes a level of wisdom and humility to admit that. How does support differ from library to library? In a school library, there might be a library aide, a person who assists with clerical tasks, checking books in and out, shelving books, doing book repairs, processing new materials, assisting learners with questions, teaching them how to use the library catalog. Some school libraries might have the design. Others might be parents or volunteers who just come to the library, who divide all those tasks. Some of them might just focus on one task, like shelving, for example, which I've heard is very relaxing. Zen, if you will. Those same volunteers will do some of the other clerical tasks that a library aide would do, but it depends on what library volunteers are comfortable with. This is similar to a public library. I used to work part-time at Lake Forest Public Library doing circulation. So checking books in and out, administering library cards, sending them to the librarian if they had a question about the catalog. And public libraries will have a combination of volunteers and paid workers. They have specific tasks, shelving, book repair, working with Storytime for Kids, youth programming, makerspace assistance, working with IT, so much more grandeur. And this is obvious because it is a full library compared to a school library, which is just a library inside of a school. Now, a library director is focused on all the other stuff for a public library. My library has a committee that is a liaison between me and the volunteers, which are typically parents. For me, I need about 1 to 3 different volunteers per week in 45-minute sections to shelve books, water plants, assist with bulletin board design, check books in because I check books out, and repairing books. My setup is unique because all my volunteers come with a plethora of skills, creativity, and levels of tenacity. So when I think about the work that needs to be accomplished, I reserve work for those who have better proclivities towards it. In essence, I try to endeavor and maximize their time. I have one that loves making bulletin boards, so I give them full autonomy over that. In terms of other types of volunteers, I once had an old student, who was a high schooler at the time, come and help out by shelving, which gives them their community service hours, but also some library experience. That's what fostered my desire to be a librarian. All in all, here's my take. School libraries that have a library aide might be more effective than those who just have volunteers. But it depends on the size of your collection, your budget, the amount of people you're serving, and the consistency of your volunteers who will be helping. Each of those variables will determine how much support you need. I particularly like my design because I love seeing my volunteers bring certain gems to the work. So, questions. How does your library function? Have you ever wished to switch up a design? And what support do you wish you had? I want you to drop that down in the comments so we can all have a conversation about it. Because it'd be kind of cool to see where I could be challenged in my design, or where we can also encourage each other to think about something different. So that's all, and I'll see you next time.